Greetings, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel, All That Is. We will be ready to get started in a moment. We're just waiting for the Ascended Masters, Yeshua ben Joseph and Mary Magdalene, to join us. Greetings. This is Yeshua ben Joseph, the Son of God. I am here with my beloved Mary Magdalene. We are here together to speak to you about a few shifts that have taken place within your reality. I myself and Mary have gone through some major shifts within our own reality, and this is as a result of the collective movement, shall we say, and your ascension process as you progress along your path and as you welcome more light into your life. This collective light, as you anchor it within your field, within your own energy, within your own tree of light, it impacts the collective within the cosmic energy of the multiverses and within your own reality. And as this light multiplies, shall we say, and ripples out into the extended field, we undergo healing as well within our own fields on individual levels as light beings. I will go back to how this healing began, shall we say. Over the last few years, we have received some stirrings within our soul aspect, both Mary and myself, and it came into our understanding that this was a time for us to heal all of that residual energy that remained within your timelines from our descension, shall we say, or incarnation as Jesus and as Mary Magdalene 2000 of your years ago. And so as these stirrings took place within our hearts and within our souls, we started to find, if you will, those fragmented pieces that were frozen in time from that incarnation upon your earth field. And so in a way, Mary and myself, even though we ascended into the higher realms as what you may call ascended masters, yes, we are ascended masters, and in a way we did succeed in aligning ourselves to our higher light, if you will, and we mastered that realm, that physical realm within which we were incarnated. However, we also experienced some trauma within our own physical body and within our mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body, particularly through my very traumatic exit, shall we say, from your physical world. And so impressions from that trauma were fragmented and left behind as energy signatures within that realm. And so once my departure or my ascension took place, those energies remained within your 3D reality as a trauma to my soul. And so those parts, even though they were minuscule, were frozen in time during that period. But over time, and since my departure as a being from your reality, those fragmented energies took on a life of their own, if you will, and they attached themselves to the reality that was existing at that time. And so let me give you an example of what took place and how that energy perpetuated itself. The Council of Nicaea, upon my departure, took it upon themselves to bring about what they believed was the structure or the new structure of what the Christian religion should look like, incorporating my life into their own version and into their own belief system of what my incarnation represented within the Christian religion at that time. And so they went about creating the gospel as they saw fit, reproducing writings which were not true writings of either myself, Mary, or my disciples. They were reproductions as they saw it fit from hearsay from other beings that were part of our collective, our inner circle. And so, as these energies were coming into fruition and into doctrine at that time, these residual parts that remained in the field that belonged to me as a fragmented energy attached themselves to these energies that were coming into fruition as the gospel, as the foundation of this new Christian religion that was being birthed within that reality. And so, this shadow being, shall we say, that was represented in a way of my energy began to grow, and that shadowy self began to move within the realities of that time and space. And over time, as this religion gained momentum within your reality, it became the Christianity that you practice today with your Sunday masses and with your representation, shall we say, of my being and my path and my experience. This was a poor representation of myself and Mary and what we truly experienced within our own incarnation at that time, and what has come through over time into your here and now as my reality and as my impression of what my life was as Jesus Christ. And so, as we move into this day and time, and as I mentioned earlier, there was a stirring within our soul that came up for these fragmented parts to be healed within your field of existence. It felt like the light that was being anchored within your reality was somehow powerful enough to gather all of these fragmented pieces and bring them back into my soul and to Mary's soul so that they may be healed for good and received within that completion energy of my soul and Mary's soul. And so we followed these intentions, shall we say, within our souls as these stirrings continued to gain momentum over time. And as we became involved with many beings upon your earth plane, who you may consider star seeds or light workers, much like the being that is speaking to you today, Raquel, we became more and more involved in these beings that were bringing the light and anchoring the light into your reality. And so over time, as these miracles began to take place and this light that was being anchored began to shine brighter and brighter through these individual trees of light, and as a collective began to gather, it became stronger and stronger. And so, in a way, we started to find our fragmented pieces and bring them all into one place in the hope that we could someday reach that point where it was high enough for us to gather all of these pieces and bring them back into the bosom of our soul spark. And so we watched over the years as this momentum gathered with the light beings and with the light workers, as their individual process and their ascension process began to unfold and to deflower. We also saw that they were anchoring the light more powerfully into your fifth dimensional aspect. And so, more recently, and from the perspective of this being known to you as Raquel, these anchorings of light started to gain momentum within the field as gridwork missions were being conducted through small groups within her reality as she participated in these healing processes. And so my brother, King Arthur, anchored his light, and miracles took place within his soul aspect as well, as this being also had fragmented energies that were long in stasis upon your earth plane. And so these beings, as a collective, my brother Arthur and his beloved Genevieve, also were able to collect their fragmented pieces and restore it to their own soul's energy in complete alignment with their true soul. And so this took place during the UK gridwork mission. And subsequent to that, Mary and myself also were able to gain light and gain that momentum and create a circle, shall we say, around these fragmented energies that were scattered in the field of our own souls. And so we brought these energies closer and closer into a oneness, shall we say. And as these energies gained momentum, we saw and we partook in other gridwork missions that were organized through these collectives that Raquel was herself attending, and then organized one that was dedicated, shall we say, to your lands known as Canada. And as these miracles were taking place, Mary and I realized that this was the point that we had been waiting for. And during this celebration that was being organized for your Canadian mission, we believe it is on the 21st of April of your 2025 year that this took place. This group came together very powerfully, and we had support from the Sophia Collective as well. And this sisterhood helped us to anchor those energies powerfully in balance within the male and the female energies, or the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And so, with the collective of the Sophia Collective and this group that had gathered upon your earth plane, and together with their prayers, they were able to achieve a very high vibrational frequency within your earth plane. And through this achievement, we were able to arrive at a point that is known to you as a 0 point energy. And this was the 0 point energy within which I was birthed upon your earth plane 2000 years ago. And so Mary and I stood at this 0 point field, and we retrieved our fragmented energies that we had been gathering all these years, and in a way absorbed that energy into this 0 point field to bring it back home, to align it back to our soul field, and to bring it back to our collective energy fields, so that no parts of us remained broken or fragmented within the earth realm. And so this was achieved on the 21st of April of your year 2025. And after this event took place, there was a huge rush of relief within our individual and collective energies as one soul, as we had missed, if you will, those parts of us, even though they came back to us fragmented, broken, and bruised. We were pleased to be whole once again and completely aligned with the Almighty and with our true essence. And so after this alignment took place, Mary and I went off in our separate cocoons, shall we say, of healing. And so once that was taking place, we healed our individual bruised and fractured parts. And after we had completed an extensive healing individually, we then came together as one in balance into that 0 point field once again, but this time within the higher realms, so that our individual divine Christos energies could be matched within that divine masculine and divine feminine energies once again, in balance, in love, in perfection, in peace, and in harmony. And so I come to you today with my beloved as a completely healed Master, as a completely healed Yeshua ben Joseph. And so I humbly bow before you as I make these prayers to you, and I offer you my gratitude as you have in some small way contributed to this healing that has taken place within my own soul. And so you see, dear brothers and sisters, we are all connected in a very unique fashion. And this is how the Almighty works in perfection. As this time is so ripe for healing within your reality, I ask you to take advantage of these beautiful energies that are flowing within your field. And it is ripe for you to receive that energy into your own being so that you may light up your own tree of light and shine brightly and heal all the wounds within your own energy, within your own past, within your own past lifetimes, and come into right relationship, not only with yourself, but with your higher self, with your soul, and with the energies of the Creator, of the Almighty. And so this is my prayer to you. I ask you to go within yourself, within your heart, and allow for this alignment to take place. You have many beings much like this being, Raquel, to help you along the way. So take advantage of these energies, shall we say, and these offerings, so that you may be helped along the way if you are finding it difficult, or if you have questions, perhaps, how do I connect to my higher self? There are books, there are energies, there are courses that help you to move along this path and be able to offer you this assistance so that you may reach your true ascension journey in the most cohesive manner with all the help that you have that you need to move you along this path in its highest perspective. And so I will step back now and allow my beloved Mary to speak to you. Much blessings. Greetings. This is Mary Magdalene. I am so grateful to be here, to be speaking to you on this occasion. And as Yeshua has stated, we have gone through much shifts within our own reality, within our own field. And as a soul essence, as a collective soul essence, much healing has taken place. And I come to you in much gratitude from my heart, not only for your participation in my healing, but also in gratitude that you have taken the initiative to step into your own ascension journey and the journey that Yeshua and I took part in almost 2,000 of your years ago. This is a divine time within your soul's reality, within your soul's development. And so my prayer to you today is to wholeheartedly embrace this process. Some of it can be very challenging, as it may require you to abandon, shall we say, all of the practices, all of the belief systems that you have known since your birth upon this plane of existence. And so this is the most difficult step that you will have to take, and that is a leap of faith. And so I encourage you to take that leap of faith, knowing that you are supported not only by the two of us, but by many helpers that will come forward, in addition to your own higher self and the energies of the Creator. You see, dear ones, this is an agreement, shall we say. It is as if you need to take that step forward to shake hands with the Creator once again and to bring you back home, shall we say. So it is up to you to take that step forward and reach out to shake the Creator's hand and say, yes, I am ready. And once that happens, the miracles will start to take place within your life, and it will unfold in the most beautiful manner. So this is my prayer to you. Receive all the help that you can, whether it is on the physical plane or whether it is from your higher self. Step into that unknown, if you will, and embrace the changes that come your way, whether they are easy or whether they are difficult. Receive them for what they are. Even if it is challenging, receive it for what it is, and do your best to move past those challenges in order to get to the next level of your development, of your ascension. And so, as you move forward, you will be received in the most powerful way, and synchronicities will start to happen within your life in a way that it is like a guidepost for you to take that path instead of another. And so, take the path that is beckoning you the most, and that is offering you these synchronicities and these miracles. And so, this is my prayer for you. Tread lightly, tread in love, tread in peace, tread in harmony, and allow for those miracles to take place in your life. Soften your heart, no matter how difficult things are within your reality from this very dense energy field that you live in, where everything is chaotic. Step into your heart, step into that tenderness, which is where the Creator resides, and allow for those miracles to take place within your life. Much blessings. We will take any questions if there are any beings within the live stream who wish to ask us any questions at this time. We will end this live stream now. I would like to thank you very much for being here. Much blessings.